Hi everybody, I'm Stu Greenwald with the Empowered Light Holistic Expo. How are you? I'm here with John Smarty Mendez from Holotech.biz. And I thought we'd like to talk today with you about what John will be doing at our expo that's coming up April 26th through 28th outside of Philadelphia in Oaks, PA. Oaks is outside of King of Prussia, for those that don't know. So John is commonly called Smarty, and I'm going to let him talk a little bit about what he's doing. But if you'd like to see him live and in person, he'll be at the expo. He'll be talking Saturday at 1 p.m. in the AWAKEN Room. And he'll be doing a very nice presentation. But he'll be there all weekend to interact with you and to answer your questions. So, hey Smarty, please tell us about how you got started with Holotech.
Well, I started with Holotech back in 2012 when a quantum physics brought the concept of using frequencies to manipulate matter. Once I've fully got the big picture of the concept and the way it was working, I started creating my own ideas and creating more effective ways to make it happen even faster. So technically, I basically took something that was already there, that was already on this planet and other planets, basically using frequencies. The frequencies is what makes these products very effective. You know, once I've studied about 5 years working on these products, and now they're just manifesting and they're working great. We don't use no type of machinery or any type of hardware. We use supernatural abilities to make these very effective for the people. This is a whole new field of science. This is pure soul science, powered by love.
Love and intention.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Most people don't really understand what frequencies are or how they work. So maybe you can talk about how we have that energetic field, right, and how the frequencies will just lift us up or correct what's incorrect, if you will.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, frequencies, everything is a frequency. Everything around us is a frequency. Love, hate, those are all frequencies. When you say them, they vibrate. They go out through the atmosphere, the universe, and so on and so forth. I've developed a unique system where I can just pull the frequencies out of thin air. Just pull it. Once we have the frequencies and it's been confirmed by myself and my crew, we then take those frequencies and store them into devices such as these. This is a cancer buster. It's a cancer busting coaster that busts up the cancers. There's precancerous cells buster in there, and just by charging your water, you uplift your body, put yourself in a higher state of vibration where the cancer disappears. So
basically, different frequencies are added into different products that you're offering, or the Holos.
Right.
And then when someone uses that to charge their food or their body, it lifts their vibration up to correct the issue that they have, the imbalance, or it just raises their vibration, so it's protective in nature.
Yeah, it pretty much brings everybody to a higher state of consciousness.
Right.
And I've been charged to do it.
Right.
So that's why we're charging the planet.
Right.
So it's been exciting. So it's far out there for some people to understand, and I get a lot of naysayers and stuff like that, especially the ones that say, "How does a sticker do that?"
Yeah.
Easy. I ask Daddy, which I call Source, God. The all-living God. Everybody got their own name for it, but Daddy's allowed me to generate frequencies in the palm of my hand. It's that simple. People don't understand the source connection and how easy we can have it.
Right. Well, I think part of the problem that we have is that we're all disconnected from source in many ways. So we're sitting there with our phones and our technology 24/7. We're rather busy in our day, so we're running around, we're harried, everything's automated, electric, it's fast. and we are not connecting to the earth or, to nature in any way, and or each other in any way. So we're disconnected, and all these unusual things are popping up, and we don't even realize that we're not right.
That's right, and
that we're out of balance.
That's why my work is so important, because it changes all that. No matter where you're at, you can be in a city, and as long as you have one of the pendants or even a hologram, it'll change your whole field of
vibratory field.
I mean, there's stories where people are literally standing next to each other, and one person sees chemtrails, the other person sees a beautiful sky.
Right.
That's because of the vibration. I mean, we're all interdimensional beings at the end of the day.
Right.
So I mean, that's why I feel my work is important. Some people are heavily against it, but majority of the people, they love what I do. I mean, I offer my holograms for free, and the testimonies are phenomenal. So.
I know I listened to many of your calls, and I have really enjoyed them. And what I like is that you're very creative in the way that you assist people. So let's before we go into all that, let's find out a little bit about your childhood. How kind of how you grew up, and like, have you been doing this forever, kind of thing?
Well, no, but I did have. I was born in Ponce, Puerto Rico. A lot of people are aware of the UFO activity that happens over there. My mother is Rh negative, so so according to modern day sciences, that's alien DNA or whatnot. I was born in Puerto Rico, and then I grew up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where I started attending special education programs in school because of my learning disability. I mean, we don't read and write up there. You know what I mean? So they considered me having a disability in reading and writing, but when they did the test on me, my IQ was over 250. So they had me doing, they had me in special rooms where I was hooking up. Back in the day, Legos weren't popular when I was messing with them. I would hook up Legos up to wires and then onto the computers and making them work. So that's the type of stuff that I was doing back then, and then I even considered that boring.
Right.
So, as the years went on, I got older and older and older, and I decided to leave school because I wasn't learning anything.
Right.
I pretty much I went from 5th grade to 6th grade to 7th grade in only 2 months. I got in trouble for taking the science book off of the shelves and reading the whole thing and doing the whole thing.
So there were no teachers that could really see that you were different and support you.
That's right. Yeah. So we're going to change all that.
Now, how did your parents react to all that?
Well, I mean, my parents, they're just, ordinary folks that wanted the best for me. So they would argue with me because I didn't want to wake up and go to school. I mean, they didn't understand me, I mean, to this day, some of my family members don't understand me. So it's nothing new for me.
Yeah.
And then as I was growing up, I got a job in Burger King. I lasted there for 2 weeks when I realized that this isn't for me and I'm not going to make somebody else rich, right? So I left Burger King, and then I went into the streets. That was kind of like my cover to be, to walk into who I am. Unfortunately, I was in the streets selling everything I could get my hands on. A lot of it wasn't good, but I don't regret anything, only because everything that I was doing gave me the freedom to learn and to be effective in what I'm doing now.
And we were just talking before we started this video about how we have lived, I won't say lives of hardship, because we are very lucky the way we live, but we haven't had it easy, most of us. And I think it's because we need to develop compassion for others so that we can help them. And we know that, what they're going through, so we're able to help them more effectively than someone that doesn't understand.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
It's not always money. I mean, money is a big part of our issue, but we haven't had the comforts that many have had, or the support.
That's going to change too.
And I think, though, our parents, didn't know what to do when then they have a child that's different in some way, they don't know what to do either. You know, and back then especially, it was less talked about than it is now.
Yeah. I mean, I've had some crazy experiences. I mean, when I was about 7 years old, I take apart paper plates and my remote control car. Car had wires, batteries, switches, and lights. I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but I took apart the styrofoam cups. I mean the plates, put holes in it, put the wiring in it, put lights on the bottom, and I was flying around a UFO.
Really?
I didn't know what it was at the time.
Right.
Now it's like, okay, now I fully understand.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you know, it's all coming at me, and you know, the things that I've done, the things that I've gone through, it's made me the man I am today, and I'm proud of myself. So
that's awesome.
I came a long way.
It's so interesting that many that are, you know, connected with ETs and UFOs, like you gravitated to that way back when you were a kid, and now look what you're doing.
Imagine when you find out you're actually the one in command of them.
Wow. I can't imagine that.
Right.
So let's talk about the spiritual aspect of what you do. I mean, so you're working with frequencies or a new technology. And when we think of technology, we think of something physical, like a computer with wires. It's got to be plugged in. And what you're doing is like kind of intangible. It's invisible.
It's invisible. It's invisible depending on what dimension you're in. I'm able to work in all dimensions, meaning I can pull anything from any dimension and bring it here to this dimension, which is what I've been doing, and I prove it over and over and over again. Basically, when your third eye is open, you can see certain things, and a lot of us have it. A lot of us don't, but you know, they'll get there. We'll make sure they get there. So basically, I'll see the frequencies in either a code or a light, and I'll pull it out like that, and then place it wherever I need to be, like this.
Okay. Yeah.
Simple as that.
Right.
What I was told, Source told me, which is another word for God, Creator, whatever you want to call it. Source told me that what I'm doing, not even the quantum physics will understand for years to come. So imagine that. This is a whole new field of technology. This is something that the modern day science books will not get.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm unstoppable. So imagine, whatever.
Right. And so let me ask a question then. What are you doing with these frequencies? Like what do you do with these? Once you have a frequency for cancer or anti-cancer, whatever we'll call it, what do you do with it then?
Well, what we do is these devices, even the holograms, already have a. You ever took a picture of orbs? I mean, took a photo and you see orbs in it. Well, there's an orb around each device, each product, and all we're doing is adding frequencies to that orb. So once we put the frequencies there, it's permanent.
Right.
Energy is permanent.
Right.
So whatever frequency we need, we generate it and we add it to it.
All right.
Simple as that.
I know that you have calls that you do. Well, they're 5 days a week, basically.
They're far out there.
Yeah. And what you're doing is you're trying to help other people to duplicate what you're doing so that they can tune into something, maybe an injustice, and try to heal it in some way.
That's right.
So tell me kind of, give us an overview of the calls and kind of how those run. And then I'd like to know more about really what motivates you to do what you're doing. I mean, you're really doing what you're doing 24/7. You're working, you're co-processing probably even as we speak right now.
I'm always working.
Yeah.
It's a nonstop. I mean, I know that I'm a multi-dimensional being, very powerful, and I need to do what I'm doing.
Right.
But basically, the calls are about, first of all, I'm the king of the golden race. Everybody has to get over that simple fact. I'm the king of the golden race, and I'm here to do my part in raising the consciousness of humanity and changing the way we do things. On the calls, I teach people how to transfer source energy to heal people and alter reality. That's what I was originally here to do back in the old times, 19,000 years ago. We'll get to that down the line. But basically, we're powered by love, man. I mean, love is the most important part of what I do, and I'm teaching people how to transfer love energy to heal each other.
Right.
We've used what I do is we have these. They're pendulums. Everybody knows, not everybody, but people know how to use these. We use these to get confirmation. Some people do muscle testing, and some people have higher guides, higher selves, source connection. Everybody can do it. I'm just making sure that connection is stronger than ever, and we become very effective as a planetary body. Because at the end of the day, we are the strongest beings ever created in this universe, and I'm gonna make sure we reached to how you say.
We reach our fullest potential.
Right. I'm gonna make sure of it.
Right.
It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
It was written.
Well, yeah, and see, this is what I would teach someone. We are God, Goddess, creator of all that is. We have God powers, but we don't realize that we do. And so if the dark forces are whispering in our ear, what do we create? What they're influencing us to create. Because we don't realize that we have the power to do otherwise.
Well, I mean, that's why they go on CNN and put out all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And people create it. Yeah. So I'm teaching people how one of us can end and cancel all of that.
One person can change the world.
That's right.
One person can affect the world.
That's right. And we're doing it. We're making it happen.
Right. But just think if we all teamed up and got organized. Whoa.
Well, no.
And that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. That's what I was about to say. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Yeah. That's what we're doing.
So that's what we're doing with the calls. Is Smarty is teaching people how to tune into themselves, get the answers that they need, and to help themselves, their family, and the community, and the planet.
And there's no sickness or no problem that we can't fix. When we do healings for sickness, some of it happens instantly.
Right.
Some of it takes time, depending on what it is, and also people's faith can alter it.
Right.
But we're finding out that slowly but surely we're even breaking through that.
Right.
I mean, we've been lied to for so long. It's sad. Right. It's sad. So that's why it's hard for people to understand or wrap their head around my concept and what this stuff is doing here. But when I put a EMF sticker on my phone and then use the EMF machine to prove that it's been canceled out on a sticker, and it's like, huh?
It was a very effective video.
How did you do that?
Yeah.
Not only that, we did it live at your expo.
Yeah. And
people were just like blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, they bought charms.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. It's not the main thing, but these charms here are literally a database. Every time we generate new frequencies, they automatically get loaded to that charm. So your charm, we got protection from ET forces. We got protection from, everybody.
I noticed when I started wearing some of the products, I initially had more attacks, more psychic attacks, and it was pretty awful actually for about a month, and then they started dissipating, and now it's very infrequent.
I call it detox.
Yeah, and so I'm loving that.
Yeah, but, it's detoxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
So talk a little bit about what your passions are, what your motivation is, like what. With these products, what are you after? Like, what are you trying to do, and what drives you here in creating the new ones?
Well, basically, my kids and everyone else's kids is my main priority. I want to make sure they have clean air. I want to make sure they have clean water, green grass. I'm getting emotional. Yeah. But
a beautiful planet to live in. And wouldn't it be great if people were there for their benefit? People were teaching them the truth.
If I didn't have to pay bills, this would be free. Yeah. So that's where I want to be.
Right. So you want to help people is really the bottom line.
That's
You're here to help people.
That's it. That's why I offer the stuff free. You don't have to buy none of my products. Right. You can go on my website and get it for free.
Yeah. Right. And I've got both. and I love them all. And a lot of times I'm like, oh, I should probably give some, this to so and so, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to. I want to keep it myself. But
well, when you invited me to speak at the expo, I seen an awesome opportunity to secretly help people, and the way we did it was, I made a sticker for you so that they could put it on their cell phones. And cancel out the radiation, and I even put cancer killing frequencies in those stickers.
Right.
So I mean, not only that, it's changing their environment.
Right.
So we're changing people's lives, and they don't even realize it.
It's great, isn't it?
And then the Jedi's on the Real Truth Call, they're working to change people's lives, and they don't even know we exist.
Right.
So.
Well, I participated in the calls, and at first it was a little hard because I didn't know people and I didn't really understand. But as it went on, I really enjoyed the calls, and what I loved was the creative way that you would take a problem and work it till you found the solution. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll send you, like if I see an unpleasant video or whatever, I'll send that to you because I'm like, we got to work on this. But like I remember one call, they were saying we want to see a lot of rainbows. And like the next day, everybody was posting pictures of double rainbows and unusual rainbows out there as confirmation. So things like that. It's very interesting. And I know you've worked on healing specific kids or people with issues, and they have healed by magic. So that's very exciting.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
It's supernatural. I mean, that's what it is. Yeah, the rainbow. I mean, in biblical times, the rainbow was a how you say
an omen, maybe.
Well, yeah, you can say that, but it was like it was a significant thing, like a promise, if you would.
Right.
So basically, we're bringing in the golden race, golden. Rainbow bodies, the warriors of the rainbows, the king of the golden race. I mean, if you use your pendulums to confirm what I'm saying, everything checks out.
Right.
I mean, if it wasn't true, I wouldn't even say it.
Right.
That's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm here to do. And that's what makes me even more powerful, because I speak truth.
Right.
Some of it may not be easy for people to take in,
right.
but how are we going to move and evolve as a species if we're being lied to all the time?
Well, one of the programs that we've been taught since birth is that if anyone steps out of line, if they believe in horoscopes and astrology, or if they see something that's not physically there, we discipline them to get back into line by ridiculing them, ostracizing them, shunning them, whatever it might be. So we are the most effective form of mind control in our society. Mm-hmm. So, like a lot of people that are psychic or have grown up with special abilities are afraid to tell people.
Well, you see what they've been doing since back then, since the crucifixion on a tree, and then burning witches and stuff like that because of their abilities, because they were afraid.
And even if you said somebody was a witch, like if they were a healer or whatever, they'd be killed. And it's like they're trying to help people. It doesn't make sense. But we've been programmed to do that for thousands of years. It's very effective programming.
That's all changing right now, and we see it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that I see doing good, we provide source protection. My crew's everywhere.
Right.
My ships. I have the angels, the company of heaven. We're not playing games.
Right.
I mean, some people say I got an ego, but ego was a cabal, a created word. And when you speak truth, there is no ego.
I didn't know that.
It is true. You can verify with your pendulum.
Okay.
I mean, these are things that we've checked. I've checked over the years. I wanted to be certain. I wanted to be spot on. Every time I say something, it's the truth. Right. And even, like, there's a lot of things going on right now that is awesome, especially the Q movement. I mean, I'm wearing a Q hat that somebody sent me in. It says, the plan to save the world. You can't get better than that. We're working on this planet in so many different levels that on higher levels, we're all connected. So that's why the latest report says that the cabal, Illuminati, whatever you want to call themselves, Draco reptilians, are pretty much surrounded. I mean, they're finished. I'm not even going to go there.
I love hearing the stories.
I'm not. You already know. I'm for real. I'm for real. I'm for real, and they're afraid of me,
Right.
and they should be,
Right.
because enough is enough.
Right.
We're not taking no prisoners. We're not going to do what they did and put people on a different planet where this happens over and over again. This is the last cycle, and that's just the way it is. You either get with the program, which is love and light, or you get sent to source. You don't want to go to source. I hear it's worse than. I'm not even going to say.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this then. Let's talk about what the future of Holotech is. Like, what are your plans?
Well,
I know you're going to keep it out there.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
it's going to morph.
The future of Holotech is there's a lot of things coming down the pipeline as far as funding for everyone. And the future of Holotech will be me sitting on a beach with white sand with my wife and kids,
yep.
playing in the sand,
yep.
and charging things from there.
Cool.
And then having a whole like how you say facility or some type of like a facility lab where we're making things and giving it away.
Right.
Period.
What I love is that you have come up with some unique products, and like things that have the frequency in,
right.
that are really easy to use, and,
right.
and they're like passive for the most part. The person, doesn't have to do anything other than maybe set their mug on a coaster, the fat burner coaster, for example. Notice I've got this one I'm hogging.
You know that's what makes people not believe it.
Yeah. It's passive.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So why wouldn't you do, like, if we can prove that they work through your video with the phone thing, why wouldn't you want a couple things? Download them from the internet for free and use.
Right. You don't have to. I mean, that's a lot of the times people just post on my YouTube channel and post on comments and say stupid shit. Excuse my French, but I mean, if you don't believe it, try it.
Yeah.
Go find somebody with cancer. Go find one of your family members that are sick. Download it. It's free. Right. Try it. Instead of talking, running your mouth, go try it.
Yeah. I mean, you have really nothing to lose. It's a piece of paper.
But I do want to say, if you don't plan on sticking around for 200 years or more, don't even touch my stuff, okay? Look at me. I'm 41. I'm about to be 41, and I'm dead sexy.
All right, going back to the interview. All right, so we've talked about you're going to continue to develop products.
Yeah.
And the frequencies will morph.
Yeah, we're getting all types of stuff, and I got my wife involved, so she's getting stuff, and we're just
awesome.
It's teamwork.
So we're gonna see physical manifestation of the changes you've been affecting on the earth, and we are already seeing.
Yeah,
that.
you can see it already.
Right.
You can even see my development because in 2013 is when I created the Holotech chat group, which is where we're broadcasting live right now. So, I mean, you can see some of the older products and then some of the new products from start to finish. You can see how I was, even some of my audios and my recorded shows, things have changed and they've gotten better and better and better. Yeah. I mean, before it used to take time for certain illnesses to leave your body. Now what we did was the illness will literally evaporate. And if one of my products don't work, then I'll just remote view and take it out of you. That's how serious I am.
I think what happens for most people is they have a thought pattern, so their energy is vibrating. Let's just use the word cancer. They have cancer, right. And so they know they have it. It's been diagnosed. They're vibrating at that frequency. Mm-hmm. Of course, they've got anxiety and fear. And then they have the cancer buster. So then they're hoping that it works, and it starts to work, but then they go back to that vibration of fear. And so it feels to me like they're probably flip-flopping back and forth because they have a strong vibration or belief system in what, like, say, the traditional medicine has been telling them.
Right. Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Where people that are more open, boom, they're healed.
And that's a good point, actually, and that's why I created the whole Holotech program,
right?
The Facebook group, because you can go in there and read other testimonies from other people.
Right.
I don't even have to say nothing no more. The proof is in the pudding, you know?
Right. They have people that haven't used the products, all you have to do is download a free Holo from the website,
right.
holotech.biz.
Right.
You pick the one that appeals to you with the issues that you have. And what you can do is laminate them and put them under your drink, onto your dinner plate, under your pillow, wherever you sit at night. And they will start to bring those healing frequencies and vibrations into your energetic field.
That's right.
And start working on whatever your issue is.
That's simple.
And you've got, like, I don't know, hundreds of them? I don't even know what the count is.
I even got some on there that are just far out there.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I got one that says levitation. You know, people look at that and like, oh, this dude's crazy.
No.
Levitation.
We used to know how to do that.
Levitation, what? Teleportation. Look, teleportation.
That's the one I want.
My bracelets help you teleport.
Yeah.
These, what I'm doing is I'm laying the groundwork.
Right.
You know, the basis.
Right.
Because once we start developing and start realizing that this is for real,
right?
You know, we're evolving. We're not going to stay. You know, I like to say we're moving from the Flintstones to the Jetsons. I was told it was going to be I was told it was going to be a 100-year cleanup. I said, yeah, we'll see.
Well, I like that. So can we talk about a couple other things that are a little bit on the fringe of the mainstream? Ooh.
Yeah.
So, which is, you know, actually, it's my interest. So, all right. So the future of you as a person.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
The future of me as a person is going to be a bit shocking for even myself. Only because there's certain things that I know that will happen, and it will literally shock people. And it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild.
Right.
Even the closest people to me don't even realize who I really am.
I've seen in the short time that I've known you, I've seen the products become more and more interesting and creative, and your talks and your groups have gotten so creative. Like if there's a block to the energy that you're trying to bring, or to the healing that you're trying to bring, you don't just drop it and say, "Oh, it's not working." You try to figure it out. And I love the creativity.
I'm the fastest improviser I know.
Yeah.
I mean, when you know you're a multidimensional being, you look at products here, there, not products, sorry.
Yeah.
You look at problems here, there, and then you've seen it in your head 20 times on how it would work, and then 20 times how it wouldn't work. Then you'll go for the one that looks more, you know, more workable. So when we're working on somebody and there's blocks, we go straight to the block. And the thing I like about the teamwork on the Jedi sessions is that the people that have been working on these Jedi sessions with us, they're evolving. They're seeing things faster and faster. I've noticed that. We have one guy who's actually taking pictures of the beings that are visiting his house.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, we can tap into everything. There is certain things that I can't do, and there is certain things that I'm not allowed to do yet. But there's other people that can, and we can all tap into it. So one of us will remote view the situation. One of us will get answers, blah blah blah, and then we all of it, you know. And then
I love that.
Yeah, when somebody sees something, it'll light up. You'll see it light up, and then I can see it. And then, you know, for instance, we have people with cancer and thyroid problems. We repaired it right on the spot. Right. You know, people that couldn't move, they're walking, and we're doing it right on the spot. Like I said, some of the stuff is some of it's instantly, and some of it takes time. Right. Depending on what it is.
I think it's, like I said, a lot of it's belief system, and we've been programmed since, like when I was a kid, if somebody had a heart attack, they died. Right. Like there was no coming back from that. Where now we have so much more, you know, like I guess you'd say progression in the medical field. I don't know that I agree with that totally, but
there's I mean, we have different things like this this future. Yeah. You put this on your door and your gas tank, your car starts steaming. I mean, that alone will mess up your day when you thought stuff like this wasn't possible. Right. But if you're open to it, people see this stuff and they're like, "Whoa, what else you got?"
Yeah.
Then we start showing.
It's
them
cool, isn't
things.
it? Yeah.
This is the newest product. This is a you heard of osmosis and alkaline water systems and stuff like that. Well, we got all that in the frequency now.
Love that.
Not only that, this product, when you put oil and butter down your drain, this will make sure it doesn't get clogged.
Wow.
So
I'm telling you, so the products,
frequency.
they're passive, so you literally have to do nothing.
Try it.
You just have to put it wherever, wear it, put it under your drink, and it works. So like, why wouldn't someone try it? Right. I love that.
And they're not expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, look, how much money has the hospitals, right, the doctors, taken for cancer patients?
Right.
How much?
Billions.
Thousands, billions,
Trillions. I don't know.
Billions.
Yeah, and of course, I always love it when you're supposed to donate to these charities to cure cancer. And I used to be like everyone else and say, of course I want to help other people, all that. The money really doesn't go to the people for most of those charities.
It doesn't.
And I know that cancer isn't just generally a random thing.
Yeah. I mean, we've already proven it. I mean, that's why the whole Q stuff is happening now, because they know it. They have everybody's text messages. They know where all the money's going going to, and they're going to pay heavy prices for it.
Right.
So and I'm putting the energy behind it to make sure it happens, because enough is enough.
Pretty excited about
No one's going to suppress my race.
I want the truth to come out. And I know people are going to, for the most part, the mainstream people are going to lose their minds. And I think that's why we're here, is to support them. But I want the truth out there. And I want, of course, the clean earth and the healthy earth. And I want us to know what really happened. Our history is so convoluted and corrupted.
That's right.
And then we're purposely being killed.
That's right.
And I don't love it. I don't like people controlling me like that.
Not at all. Not at all.
So, let's talk a little bit about what you'll be doing at the expo.
Okay.
And, I could talk about it, or you can.
No, it's fine. We'll just have a dialogue.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Setting up my booth, talking to people. It's growing, which is cool. We got people from all around the country contacting me, saying that they'll be there. And I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've did a lot of work at your expos. I've been attacked with weaponry, not even of this planet, at your expos, but I think it was necessary because we need to clean these things up.
Right.
And I'm the only one that can do it the way I do it. I mean, you can put up your field and do your little prayer. Not
We're gonna
me.
do it anyways.
Not
okay?
me. I'm just saying, not me. I'll just go in there and wipe them all out.
Cool.
I mean, that's what happens when I walk into a room. Just my presence alone destroys negative forces.
Before you leave, let's walk through the house, shall we?
Got you.
So you'll be there at your booth all weekend, answering questions, meeting people, and I will also say people gravitate to the booth. They love to look at your things and touch them.
Oops.
And of course, talk to Smarty. So
yeah,
and then
we have people that are real truth callers.
Yeah.
With Dr. WC, the real truth caller, and they actually come up there, and I know them, and I feel them, and I see them, and I hear them, and I'm like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, isn't it great?
I give them a hug. What's up, Smarty?
Right.
A lot of the people can't come to see me, but if they had means to, they would.
Right.
I mean, even when I first started on the call, and told everybody what I can do, we've got thousands of literally human angels, light workers, whatever you want to call yourselves, ready to take action.
Right.
We're just waiting for that final push of the button.
And perfect.
That's it. But I'll be there Saturday doing the presentation, talking about all the stuff. The best part about the presentation is my opinion, is the agricultural part.
Right.
Because I've sent products to Africa, and the way the food is growing out there is phenomenal.
I saw those those pictures.
You can't beat that.
So tell the audience what you did, because you're going to talk about it again in the presentation, but seeing it was like mind blowing.
Right.
Because I know you told me that before I saw the pictures.
I do a lot of things for this planet, and people don't even realize.
Don't know.
Sometimes it feels like, damn, nobody's giving me credit for it. But My father's up there.
Nobody is giving you credit for it, and
That's
I know you're attacked a lot. I see it on social media, and I guess what I'd say is like just let them be. Like if they want to,
I'll tell them to kick rocks.
If they don't believe you, let them go on, and they're just wasting your time and energy.
Right.
But,
well, my energy is forever, so they're not wasting shit.
All right.
Excuse my French.
So for someone that's open-minded and might like to try it, they can literally try your products for free at the website.
So what I did for in Africa, I created little orgone pendants that I bought the little molds, and then I got rope chains, and I sent them out to Africa for the children in an orphanage, and also sent out packages of seeds from all sorts, all different types of vegetables, fruits, and all that. And I cleaned out the seeds from GMOs and all that before I even sent it.
With frequencies.
Right. I cleaned it all out, made it all organic because Daddy created it all. They destroyed it, and I fixed it.
Right.
I sent it out there to them, and I also sent out different frequencies for stickers with frequencies to grow the food 10 times faster and 10 times stronger.
Right.
So the proof is in the pudding. I sent it out there. They did exactly what I told them to do, and you can see the crops.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, the banana trees. They're literally, they can use more help. And he's a part of my Facebook group, the guy that I sent it to. So,
cool.
So I love doing what I do.
Well, when I saw those pictures, I was so I had forgotten the story. Actually, my heart was so happy. But oh my golly. I did go to
Unexpected
Africa.
Guess?
Yeah, it's probably the postman. I had gone to Egypt a couple months ago, and I was shocked.
Well, city police.
I was shocked at the lack of food there. I guess we should wrap up.
Yeah.
Or pause it.
That's
Can we
fine.
pause?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, guys, we're going to do another video in 2 seconds.
All right. See ya.
Sorry.